Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Rachel. If you follow me on Instagram or Snapchat, I posted that I was gonna let my boyfriend cut my hair and that I wanted to make it into a Q&A. So I asked people to submit questions. I did get 8 questions from Instagram and 1 from Snapchat. So thank you to everybody that sent questions in. Now, a majority of the questions are from one person, but I really appreciate that they took the time to do that. I did record while my boyfriend was cutting my hair. I put my hair up so you can't see the finished result right now. But first of all, my boyfriend said that it wasn't gonna take enough time for me to be able to ask questions while he was cutting my hair. He's like, it's gonna be a short thing, but it actually ended up taking 20 minutes to cut my hair. So we could have done the Q&A, but I also was just nervous. I feel like recording it alone made me feel super nervous about it, just because he's like not in this world, and so it's kind of strange. I'm gonna see if I can piece together, I'm gonna do like a split screen, so I'll do the Q&A right here, right now with me, and then I'm gonna have a split screen of the haircutting process, because not a whole lot really happened. Like, I think I made some faces while I was getting my hair cut, but mainly it was just quiet and he was cutting my hair. So that'll be going on right here, and I'll show you the little before and after as well. And I'm just gonna do the Q&A right here while I'm drinking coffee. So hopefully this works out. If not, I'm sorry for this terrible video. I get awkward, man. Okie dokie. So first things first, the first question I have is from Loving Life Forever 06 on Instagram. How are things going with you two now? If you were around for the video that I made where it was using YouTube as my therapy, that whole video was basically me having like a crisis, thinking that my relationship was the worst and that I needed to like break up with him. And then we actually talked that day and I cried. And we got a lot of shit out in the open, and our relationship is actually really, really good now. Like, I feel very solid. In the beginning, when we first started dating, like, he'd been single for a really long time. Like, I'm technically his first girlfriend because everybody else, he hasn't like called his girlfriend, and this is definitely the longest relationship he's been in. So, you know, there's a learning curve there. I came from a 4-year relationship, and then before that I was in a year-long relationship. So for 5 years I hadn't been single. You could definitely tell that I had been in a relationship for a long time and he had not, but we talked things out and it's so much better. In the beginning I was very insecure because my boyfriend's attractive. He's very attractive, okay, and he's used to girls hitting on him, and so he had like a flirtatious personality, and it took a little bit for me to like kind of break him out of that flirtatious personality where he's not like flirting with other girls. For those of you who don't know, we met at work. I was one of the managers and he was one of the cooks. So our relationship was forbidden, so it was a secret. It was a secret. Nobody knew about it. I mean, there was a couple people that knew about it and a couple people that I'm sure like had their suspicions, but it was a secret. And the fucking servers, this one in particular, who I just can't fucking stand, would come and flirt with him and he would flirt back, and like it would irk me to no fucking end. And after I moved here to Washington with him, then I was like, okay, hey, you know, we're not at work anymore, we don't have to hide, like I need you to cut this shit out. But that's making him sound bad. He's not bad. He's actually very loving, very understanding. He's kind of set in his ways. He's one of those types of people where it's like you need to like open his eyes to shit. So we had a long conversation and we have a much better understanding of each other now, and I feel like we're actually much closer, and I'm very much in love. We are doing great. Thank you for asking. Okay, and then 90s Hot said, when's the last time you cut someone's hair? And I'm guessing that was directed at him. He cuts his own hair all the time, so I guess like a week ago was the last time he cut somebody's hair. He also cut his mom's hair one time. The reason that I let him cut my hair was because I was trying to book an appointment at a hair salon, but I didn't really want to spend a whole bunch of money. It costs so much money to get a haircut as a woman. Like, what the fuck? I'm not paying $60 fucking for you to chop my hair off. Like, that's just excessive. And also none of the salons had appointments open on days that I could go. I was telling him, he's like, well, why don't you let me cut your hair? And I was like, haha, yeah, right. And he was like, I've cut my mom's hair before. And I was like, okay, well, how did that turn out? And then he talked to me a little bit more about it. And then, you know, I just got to a point where I was like, my hair is too long. It is strangling the fuck out of me. Like, please, I don't care. Like, if I need to get it cleaned up, I'll get it cleaned up. But yeah, I will let you cut my hair. So that's how that happened. My best friend Molly sent me a question. She said, why wouldn't you let me cut it? I offered. Because when she was up here, she did offer to cut my hair. But you know, Molly, I wasn't in the brave headspace that I was in yesterday. If I still lived in Austin and, you know, we were still next to each other, I definitely would have asked you to cut it instead of Alec. But I'm sorry, man. That's just, you know how I am. I'm scared of shit. Maddie Woodard, she's the one that submitted the rest of the questions on Instagram. Would you rather fight one horse-sized duck or 20 duck-sized horses? Okay, 20 duck-sized horses. That's still, I mean, yes, that's very small for a horse, but that's still kind of a big, I don't know, a horse-sized duck could fuck you up. I think I would fight 20 duck-sized horses. Yes, their little hooves might hurt, but I mean, also that would just be an adorable little attack. If I get taken down by 20 duck-sized horses, that's a good way to go. You know, I'm fine with that. Maddie also asked, if 5 of your fingers were drink spouts, what drinks would you choose? My coffee, Snickernut from H-E-B. Water, you know, in case I get stranded somewhere and I just need fresh drinking water. Coke Zero, Malbec, or Pinot Noir. Heavy whipping cream for my coffee. Yeah. She also asked, if you got $1 billion but couldn't leave your state, would you do it? Hell yeah. I'll fly people out to me if I want them to come see me. If you could live anywhere, where would it be? I would live in Australia. I know they've got terrifying creatures there, but I'm a sucker for an Australian accent, so I would just want to be around that 24/7, and I like that they call people cunts. Like, it's not necessarily meant to be an insult where here people get offended, like, you cunt, but everybody's a cunt there. So Australia, that's my fucking answer. She also asked, what are a few of your next tattoo ideas for Jonathan? I can't wait 20 years. Okay, first I'll come back to that question because let me jump over to the other question from Melissa on Snapchat. She asked, for the Q&A, how do you like living in Vancouver? It's my hometown. I fucking love it, dude. It is so nice here. Like, I've lived in Texas all my life and Arizona for 5 years, but those are the only 2 places that I've lived. And so I always thought that I didn't like cold weather, and moving here, I moved here in October. So that's when it was like, it was cold. It was starting to get cold, and I, you know, lived through the winter, and the other day it got up to like 80 degrees and I was like, it's hot. So apparently I like the cold. I love the trees everywhere we fucking drive. It is just gorgeous. Like, there's just trees all over the goddamn place. I love it so fucking much. It's so refreshing. The air feels so fresh here. Most days it's also cloudy like it is right now and rainy, which is my favorite weather. One thing that people warned us about so much whenever we were coming up, like looking for apartments and stuff, was that it's gloomy, it's gray, it's rainy, just want to warn you. And I'm like, no, that's the type of weather that I like. So that's perfectly fine with me. Like, I'm okay with that. So Melissa, I absolutely love living here. And if you're over 21 and you're still here, you know, show up at Brick House one weekend. Let's have a fucking drink, yo. We're there every Friday and Saturday night after 7:30. Well, between 7:30 and 10:30. That's usually when we're there. So, you know, if you want to come pop in and say hi, have a drink, I'm fucking down if you're old enough. If not, I would not recommend getting a fake ID. The last question was, what are my next tattoo ideas? So for those of you who do not know, the ones who come back to my channel frequently, you probably know, I lost my little brother 2 years ago, and I have been getting tattoos for him every year on his birthday ever since. So I only have 2 tattoos because it's only been 2 years. Well, I mean, technically I have a third because I got this, but I got this with my mom on a day that wasn't his birthday. But my little brother Jonathan was absolutely fucking covered in tattoos. They weren't good tattoos. Like, he died of a heroin overdose, so that's kind of the crowd that he went with. So he was getting like tattoos from his friends that just have tattoo guns and claim to be tattoo artists. And also he would just pop into random tattoo shops and just get whatever the fuck, and he would get them when he's under the influence, you know. So they weren't great tattoos, but he did design a lot of tattoos himself. Like I have some of his sketches that have like, since he was a young age, he was like drawing skulls and different stuff that he wanted to get tattooed on him. Every single year on his birthday, his best friend Jenna, who is now one of my very good friends, I call her Glitch, because she's a glitch in the Matrix, that's for a different time. We meet up in Dallas on his birthday, September 25th, and this year I'm taking like a whole ass 8 days off and flying out there, and I got an Airbnb for us, and we're just gonna like chill in the town and get tattoos on a couple different days. But so we each get another tattoo for him because that's like a great way, in our opinion, to honor him. So, excuse me, the very first tattoo I got was this angel. I got this 2 weeks after he died. It is a weeping angel from Doctor Who. He was a very big Doctor Who fan, much like I am. And he had this horrible, ugly, like pin-up angel that was kind of right here on his arm that he let his friend do on him. And he was gonna get it covered up with a weeping angel. He never got to do that, so I did that. And then this was the last thing I got on September 25th, which this is musical notes wrapping all around. It is the Never Ending Song, or the song that never ends. I call it the Never Ending Song, but apparently a lot of people say it's the song that never ends. Anyways, if you ever watched Lamb Chop, it's "This is a song that doesn't end. Yes, it goes on and on, my friend." The reason that I chose that song was because a month or 2 before he died, he started texting me at like late o'clock, like midnight or whatever, 1 word at a time, the lyrics to this song over and over and over. My phone like freaked out and broke down, and it was hilarious. It was absolutely fucking hilarious. And then 2 months later he died, and you know, this song just reminds me of him, and so I thought, what better way to remember him than to have that on my arm. Lots of people, when they see this, are like, "Oh, are you really into music?" I'm like, no, this song is just important to me, and you know, I don't like having to explain it to strangers, and so sometimes I'll just be like, yeah, no, I totally am. So I wanted this to be the base, the foundation, and then every single year I'm gonna get another tattoo in between everything so that it's like a full sleeve. And I've chosen about 18 of our inside jokes, and I sent all of them to my tattoo artist, so he's gonna plan out the sleeve. I don't know what we're gonna do first. All I know is it's gonna be in September, and we're gonna start with this section of my arm because apparently this is the most sensitive, and I mean, based on this, I fucking agree. So this is the most sensitive area, so we're gonna get this out of the way because the older you get, the harder it is to tattoo it. Apparently, according to my tattoo artist, he says it hurts more, so we're gonna end with down here. And it's gonna take 18 years to complete. I'll just name a few of them. I'm not sure what's gonna be next. The number 1, the one that popped into my head first, was we used to play Super Smash Bros. On the Nintendo 64 all the time, and he would be Donkey Kong and I would be Samus. And we would play with like unlimited lives and unlimited time just so he could fuck around and like have fun. And he would, let me put my arm away. So he would grab me and just jump off the edge and murder suicide both of us. And like while he's carrying me, he's like, "My beautiful luggage," and he would like just jump off. So that is one of my favorite fucking memories. And so I'm gonna get that. I'm gonna get Donkey Kong holding Samus. And what I want to do is underneath all of the music, like underneath each piece that I put on there, I want to have the inside joke written beneath here as if it's lyrics. So for that one, it'll say my beautiful luggage. I'm gonna get a wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man tattooed on me because that would we would take that and fucking run with it, and we would just say wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man, wacky waving inflatable arm flailing tube man. That scene from fucking Family Guy, and we loved that, so we would say that shit all the fucking time. It would just crack us up. So I'm gonna get one of those motherfuckers. We used to draw comic strips all the time in like church when we were bored because we both didn't want to be there. So we would just draw comics the whole entire time. And one of them that just apparently tickled his fucking fancy to no end was I drew this little guy sitting on a blanket. There's just a little stick figure and a bunch of little garden gnomes, and he's just like, this guy walks up to him and he just holds out a gnome to him and he's like, would you like a gnome? And that just became a thing. I don't know. And he always would say that to me. And so I'm gonna get that little cartoon tattooed on me. I have all my ideas written down on my phone. I'm trying to remember them all. There's a billboard. I'm gonna have a billboard with injured on the job, call 1-800-229-2900 on it. Maybe I'll just have the phone number on it because I don't know if you can fit all that on the billboard. And that is an inside joke from us from just so many years ago when we used to live in Sanger, Texas, which was between the ages of 1 and 12 for me, so a very, very long time ago. But we would see that commercial for that law firm, injured on the job, call 1-800-229-2900. I don't remember who it's for. I haven't tried to call the number. I don't know if it's still in service. But this one day, he fucking opened the window to the van as we were driving down the street, and he just yelled that at some random motherfucker that was like on the side of the road, and it just cracked us the fuck up. So I'm getting that. Some more Thumbtanic. I'm gonna get the sex change guy. If you have not seen that, you have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about. But Thumb Wars Thumbtanic is a hilarious little spoof of Star Wars and Titanic, but they're with little thumb characters. And there's this one part where the boat is sinking, and there's this guy standing, and he's got an axe, and he's like, sex change, get your sex change here. I can't aboard a boat if you're a male. So he hacks off some guy's dick. And it's like, ooh, does this life jacket make me look fat? So I'm gonna get that character. I'm gonna get Oreos tattooed somewhere on my arm. I don't know if it's gonna be like a glass of milk with Oreos like in it or how we're gonna do that, but he loved Oreos so fucking much. I'm gonna insert, if I still have it, the clip of him. He made a little video one time where he would always just eat the entire fucking package of Oreos. My mom would buy them, and she would limit us to 3 of them because she didn't want us to get fat. I think it was mainly for me because I was the only one that was predispositioned to get fat, and she wanted me to like learn portion control. So we were only allowed to have 3 Oreos, but he would just always ignore that, and I would like stick to the rules and eat 3 Oreos, and then I'd come down, and the very next day he's eating the fucking rest of them. And so then he would always buy his own packs of Oreos when he got old enough to have money. There's a video of him that I'll put up here that has, he's just like filming this pack of Oreos, and he's just talking about how much he fucking loves Oreos. So that has to be on my sleeve.
Yes. The ease and comfort and satisfaction and all that goodness that comes with every bite from an Oreo. I love you, Oreos. Never leave me.
I have a whole entire fucking, like, there's 18 things. I can't wait to get all of them. Miss that little dude a lot. I think this tattoo thing is just a great way to kind of keep him alive in memory. And just, I don't know, I think it's an awesome tribute to him, so I'm excited about that. But yeah, that concludes my Q&A. Thank you to everybody that submitted questions. I really appreciate it. If I ever get enough subscribers to have like a 6-hour-long Q&A video, I would totally do that. But yeah, hopefully this wasn't too weird of a video with me getting my hair cut on one half of the screen and talking about random shit on the other half of the screen. But subscribe. You know, I don't necessarily have a particular shtick that I do here, Sometimes I do commentary reaction videos. Sometimes I do makeup. If I'm doing makeup, it's mostly chatty get ready with me. I review some makeup sometimes, but you know, it's typically whatever my heart feels like doing. So I can't guarantee any type of content, but I can guarantee that it will be from the heart. And yeah, just come hang out with me, you know, have a good fucking time just chilling with me. I'm bad at making friends in person. I am terribly awkward, so be my internet friend, please. Okay. All right. Bye-bye. Subscribe.